Hold up. Good. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Jahad Book back again with another motherfucking video, but you already know, so let's go. Like, whoa, for show. Bars. So now I'm playing. But anyway, I'm eating my little salad. You can't really see it, but I'm eating the salad before my eating window closes. And I'm about to just tell a little story time today while I'm eating, because I ain't told a story time in a while. And I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This one's about to be a little messy. I woke up and chose violence today. I ain't even gonna lie, because I'm in that mood where I'm just irritated. I'm in an irritable mood right now, and since I'm irritated, I'm about to irritate somebody else who wants to keep fucking playing with me. So, y'all, it'll make sense once I get into the story time. But before we even do that, go ahead, like, subscribe, comment, and share if you care, and all that good stuff. And yeah, let's get into this. We're about to get into some things. Okay. So I don't know what I'm gonna call this story time yet. I'm probably gonna call it His Daddy Was Trade or something like that, or His Daddy Was DL or some shit like that. But oh, I'm wrong for this one, but here we go. So for the people who've been watching me for a while, y'all know a particular individual who I bring up all the time. A DL football player named Mr. Tackle. That's not his real name, but that's what we call him on this channel. Mr. Tackle. This story time ain't about him, though. He's involved in the story time, but this ain't about him. This story time is about the nigga who helps him jump me for absolutely no reason. And since you want to help niggas jump me, let me go ahead and run my mouth a bit. So, yeah. Anyway, let me eat this bite. So, how does this particular story time begin? So, the night that Mr. Tackle first beat me up, because remember, in that story time, he jumped me, and then I pulled up to his house a couple of days later to fight him one-on-one, and then he beat my ass even worse. But look, you had to earn that ass whooping, nigga. You ain't gonna jump me. You gonna see me one-on-one, whether you beat my ass worse or not. Now he can't whip my ass. Now I'll fuck that nigga up. Okay, but that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. I mean, this ain't about him. This is about the daddy of the friend. So, yeah. So the dude who helped him jump me, basically they jumped me that night, right? They jumped me. A couple days later, I pulled up and fought him one-on-one, and he beat my ass worse, and then I was in the hospital, yada, yada, yada. Fast forward a few years later, I'm gonna try not to make the story time too long, because my story times I've been making videos like really long. I'm gonna try to keep it 20 minutes or less. But yeah, so a couple years later, after the dude who helped him jump me or whatever, his friend, or not his friend, the cousin of the dude who helped Mr. Tackle jump me, started to befriend me or whatever. Like when I got my first surgery to try to correct my nose, and I had like the shit all on my face and stuff. Like I look crazy. Like you know, like when they put the tape on your nose and you, like when your face is all swollen after a nose job, basically. Like that's literally how I looked. My shit was leaking blood. It was awful. That was like a very hard time. I was on bed rest for like literally weeks. I couldn't eat. I could only eat liquids. Like that shit was painful. So for my pain, I got you. For all that shit, I wasn't gonna tell this story time, but I realized I don't owe that nigga no sympathy. I don't owe him no sympathy, whether I'm doing it out of, you know, pettiness or not. Look, I don't really give a fuck. I'm telling my story. So another bite. A couple years later, the cousin of the dude who helped Mr. Tackle jump me started to befriend me around the time I was healing after that first surgery. And we linked up a couple times and we were just talking. And she was just acting like, you know, like she was just there to check on me and stuff, like getting to know me and stuff. Like, just like, she was kind of like making like, we were kind of rekindling. Which I'm not saying she had ulterior motives, but like, I personally feel like she was just being nosy as fuck and wanted to see what the fuck was going on, because all she did was ever ask me about Mr. Tackle. Like, bitch, are you here to check on me, or are you here to find out about this nigga? So, anyway, Yeah, so we was talking whatnot, just rekindling, because we were kind of friends in high school. But somewhere in our little friendship, she mentioned to me that, one, she told me where the nigga worked. She told me where he worked. Y'all, and it was around the time I was still angry as fuck. I still don't like them niggas, but I'm not as angry as I used to be. But back then, I remember she told me he worked at Big Lots, bro. I remember I drove around to every Big Lots in Columbus looking for that nigga. Did not find him. And I even asked the workers, I was like, hey, does this particular, we got to come up with a code name for his name. His name is Borge Rodriguez. That's his nickname, because it rhymes with his real name. So Borge Rodriguez, I went to every Big Lots, and I was like, yeah, I'm looking for Borge Rodriguez. I'm his friend, and I just wanted to ask him a few questions, lying my ass off, about to whoop this nigga's ass in Big Lots. And I did not find that nigga. So that was kind of crazy. Which is crazy is I later found out he didn't work at the Big Lots stores. He worked at a Big Lots warehouse, because one day I was door dashing and I had to deliver food to like a Big Lots warehouse, and I saw that nigga's car, and I was like, it could have been somebody else's car, but I'm almost certain that was that nigga's car. I was like, oh, maybe that's why I didn't find him, because he works here. But anyway, by that time I was already over it. I'm like, just let that boy live. But I'm gonna get him with this one. Anyway. So yeah. Where was I? Yeah, she was just asking me shit about him and all that. And somewhere, like, one day we was talking out of nowhere, she told me a story that Borge Rodriguez's dad, she told me a story about Borge Rodriguez's father. And y'all, when I say, I was like, bitch, no, why would you tell me that, girl? Because I knew when she told me this secret, I was not going to be able to hold it. In my defense, though, I tried to just let it go and hold on to this secret. I held on to it for a few months. I was like, we're just going to let it go. Don't expose him. But I just, like, the anger just built up, and I ended up exposing him. And I'm not saying it was right, but fuck him. So, yeah. So what had happened was, she told me that Borge Rodriguez's dad was down low fruity. I think it was on the low. And so basically the story goes, once upon a time, back when they was at some type of family event, because they're cousins. So I guess Borge Rodriguez's dad was there, and everybody was drunk and whatnot. And then the cousin of Borge Rodriguez, who was like, I was rekindling with, her older brother is gay. And it was all like some family event for like Thanksgiving or some shit. And I guess Borge Rodriguez's dad was trying to like flirt with and fuck with the cousin's gay brother. And I'm like, not only is this nigga DL and trade as fuck, but he wants his own nephew? Ew, that's not only is you gay, you incest gay. That shit was like, blew my fucking mind. I'm like, bitch, why would you tell me that? Oh shit, I didn't mean to say her name. I'm gonna have to take that out. But I was like, girl, why would you tell me that? You know I don't like this nigga. Why would you do that? So I really tried, y'all. I swear to God, I tried my best to like let it go and just take that secret to the grave, but I couldn't because that nigga helped Mr. Tackle jump me for no reason. That nigga invited me. He set me up and brought me to his birthday party just to jump me. And like, I bought that nigga a bottle and everything, like, and then you jump me. Like, okay, let's play. Let's play. And I dare you to do something about it. I dare you. Anyway, so yeah, I basically hit that nigga up on Instagram like, hey, I want some advice from you really quick. This is what I said. I was like, I want some quick advice. Should I tell a story? What should my next story time be? The time that Mr. Tackle did some shit. It was like some other gay shit he did. I was like, the time he did this, or the time your dad did this? and then knowing I'm just being petty. And I just waited for that nigga response. And he responded like, bro, wow. you're so hurt, like homie's so hurt that he got to make up shit, yada yada yada. He's like, bro, is it okay if I write a psychology paper about you for my class about your mental health, bro? Like laughing and making fun of me and shit. And I just didn't respond. I just let him have it. Like, because the point was not to argue with him. The point was just to let him know your dad's straight as fuck. And that's probably why you jumped me for no reason, because you're probably DL as fuck too. And yeah. So, you know, something about you just don't like gay dudes because your dad is gay. So anyway, yeah. So fast forward a few days later, I felt really, really fucking bad. Not for the sake of him, but for the sake of the friend from high school, because I was like, damn, she did tell me that in confidence. And I just kind of like put her ass on blast. Like, that's probably gonna come back to bite her in the ass, and like her mom's probably gonna be pissed as fuck. I'm like, damn, I'm not shit. Like, I'm not shit for that. I'm not even shit for this video, but I don't have any sympathy towards them, so I just don't give a fuck. Like, if it was somebody who, like, you know, I just argue with, then it's like one thing, but them niggas put me in the hospital. Like, I just don't have any sympathy for them. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. So yeah. So I told her, I was like, hey, I got a confession to make. And she already knew it was up. She's like, it better not be. I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I slipped up and told him. I woke up angry one day and I had to let that nigga have it. Like, I told him what was up. I was like, hey, your daddy a fruit butt. Your daddy like dick. Your daddy like boys. And not only do he like boys, he like boys related to him. So she literally cut me the fuck off, never spoke to me again, which it's cool because I felt bad for her a couple days. But looking back, she really wasn't a good friend to me either, not in that situation, because she was just always asking me about him. She was really just being nosy anyway. And then on top of that, she wasn't even a good friend in high school, because there was one time she was supposed to be my prom date, right? And then she like basically dropped me because the one girl who we were supposed to be taking pictures with didn't like me, I guess, for some unknown reason, and wouldn't let me like go take pictures with them. And then so she could take pictures for prom, she just dumped me and then left with them. And I just basically went to prom by myself that year, which I'm not mad. I still had a good time. And then on top of that, she was like kind of always like a stuck up bitch. Like one time when we was like, before that happened, I was driving her around, helping her find a prom dress and shit. Like I worked for her, and she would like talk shit about my car because I had like a shitty like Honda Accord back then. I named him Pablo because it looked like he just crossed the border. That was the reason why I named him that. But I named him Pablo, and like, girl, don't be hating on Pablo. At least I got a fucking car, and I miss Pablo. That was my nigga. Me and Pablo had some good ass memories, man. I used to race that little motherfucking 1997 Honda Accord. That shit was older than me. Anyway, that was Pablo. It had a sunroof and everything. Pablo was my nigga. But so yeah, like she was just a little bougie, arrogant, stuck up bitch, and I just don't fuck with bitches like that. So yeah, and it's cool. Like, she wasn't a good friend back in high school anyway, so that's why I didn't feel too bad after a while anyway for her. I got over it very quick, and I was like, yeah, teach your ass to dump me again, bitch. No, I'm not even playing. I wasn't even that hurt because I knew I was gay back then. But it's like, girl, chill the fuck out, because you wasn't even all that nice to me anyway for me to really give too many fucks. So yeah, and I'm not saying I'm right for what I did. You know, I know revenge is not the answer, but boy, when I say that shit felt good in the moment, that shit felt good. And this is the part that was that's not even the part that like, that was like the part that like, that like felt the best, I guess. Because I was even asking God, I was like, God, why did she tell me that? Like, why did you like allow her to tell me that, knowing I wasn't gonna be able to hold that? I was kind of like, God, like, was I supposed to expose it? Was that like you giving him karma through me? Like, I was literally questioning life. Like, I was like, God, why did that secret come to me? I didn't ask for this. Anyway, so yeah, but that's not even the kicker, y'all. The kicker is so after I told him, and then he like basically he thought I was making it up. But I thought he was just saying that just because obviously they're not going to admit it. Like, you know, like no nigga's going to let you think that they have one up on them. But when I like told his cousin a few days later, like, hey, I slipped up and I told him and I feel bad. She told me, this is the part that she told me that really like made me like start dying. I was like, oh, no. She said that he didn't even know. Borge Rodriguez did not even know. So it's kind of like some on some like, why didn't you tell me I was adopted type shit. I'm like, oh, I'm like, ah, this nigga didn't even know. And I was the one who made him know. That'll teach you to watch who you jump and put your hands on next time, little bitch. Nigga, I ain't do shit to you to make you. He had no reason to jump me, y'all. Not one reason other than the fact that he just wanted to, I guess, be in some shit. So I exposed him, and I'm not saying it was right. I know it wasn't right, but I don't feel bad. Like, I don't feel bad. You can't just be walking around jumping people and thinking that niggas are not going to retaliate. That's just not how the street life works. And once again, I'm not trying to be some gang thug or like thug 2.0 ass nigga, but like, I'm still my parents' child. You know what I'm saying? I still have that shit in me. Whether I'm trying to be better or not, at the end of the day, that shit is still in my blood. I can get street if need to be, my nigga. And people don't think I can. And that's the problem. Hold up, one more bite. So, that happened. And that's really like the end of that story. But that shit is just like, wow. I don't know if God was using me to like get karma. Because they say God works in mysterious ways, or if it was just me being petty and hateful. But regardless, bitch, that shit felt good. I'm not gonna lie. That shit felt, I didn't even have to, because I wanted to beat his ass back. Like, I was gonna fight him one-on-one too when I ran into him, but I did run into him at Wendy's one time, but he was in his car. But I was like, I'm getting tired of this, like, you know, looking for a nigga. That shit gets tiring. Like, I got money. There's money to be made. Stop worrying about this bum ass nigga. But then that secret just came to me out of nowhere. I'm like, okay, God, what are you doing here? why did you tell me this? Why did you allow her to tell me the secret? You know, I'm still sore in the heart. Like, why did you do this, Lord? Anyway, so yeah, that happened. And it's just like, yeah, that's really the end of that story time. But that's just something that I like is crazy to me when I look back on it, like, wow, that nigga's daddy is fruity. And then not only is you fruity, you incestual fruity. And then, like, this is just other side notes. He tried to pull up to my job for some reason the day after they jumped me. This is before I went to fight Mr. Tackle one-on-one. So between the first time they jumped me and then the second fight with me and Mr. Tackle, he pulled up at my job for some reason. I have no idea why. Like, my face was already kind of fucked up. So I don't know if he was just trying to, like, rub it in my face or what. So just for all the little snake shit that nigga did, fuck him. Now the world is about to know your daddy's gay, and I don't feel any type of bad about it. Anyway. So yeah, that's the first part. And then, you know, like, that's just like, oh, that's just really it. That's just really the story time. I'm gonna leave it at that. But also just some quick side notes that I want to point out. For some reason, I don't really know why, but like about 2 weeks ago, really this has been happening for like a while. Mr. Tackle, but specifically 2 weeks ago, like, he did it once in the summer and then he did it again like 2 weeks ago. He keeps popping up at the gym that I go to and the gym that I now work at. And I don't know why, because he does not even have a gym membership there, which I don't know if his dumbass knows this. I work there, so I can literally look in the system and see who has a fucking membership. And you are not on that fucking list, sir. So that's like the first thing. And he keeps popping up to my gym, like, and I know he's doing it to get to me. I don't know for what reason. I don't know if he like feels bad and wants to apologize. I don't know if he's trying to start some shit with me again. But I wouldn't advise you to do that, sir. I will definitely shoot you. And then, I'm not gonna fight his ass no more. I'm gonna shoot that nigga. I mean, I probably could whip his ass now because I've been boxing for a little minute, so I probably could knock that nigga the fuck out. He's still taller than me, but he ain't stronger than me no more. But he is taller than me, so he do got that reach. But I could probably still fuck that nigga up. But to be honest, I'd probably just shoot him because I ain't even got time for him. I got money. There's money to be made, and I'm not gonna ever let that nigga put my life in danger again. So it's either me or you, and it ain't gonna be me. I can guarantee you that shit, sir. But anyway, so yeah, like, he keep popping up in my gym for some fucking reason. I'm like, nigga, what do you want? Like, please stay the fuck away from me. You don't understand that you are playing with some serious hardcore PTSD. Like, I know I've calmed down and I don't talk as much shit on social media as I used to, and I'm not as focused on it as I used to be, and I've gotten over it a lot more, although I still get angry when I think about it sometimes. But nigga, when that shit is still there. So Mr. Tackle, if you see this, I'm warning you not to scare you, not to threaten you, none of that shit. But for your own safety, stay the fuck away from me. Please stay the fuck away from me. Because you're gonna you're gonna make me think the wrong thing, and I'm gonna end up hurting you. And this time it ain't gonna be no, you gonna hurt me. I'm gonna hurt you, my nigga. And that's gonna be that. You might not come back from this shit. So please stay the fuck away from me if you see this shit. And if you don't see this shit, somebody else who knows him who might see this shit, get this back to that nigga. Stay the fuck away from me. I don't give a fuck what you want. I don't give a fuck if you feel bad. I don't want an apology. An apology is not gonna fix my fucking nose. I don't give a fuck if you want to rekindle. The fuck do I look like even doing that shit? Stay the fuck away from me, okay? I don't know if you want to apologize. You can keep that shit and shove it up your ass, okay? Unless you got 8 bands to fix my nose, keep that shit and shove it up your ass. Second, if you want to rekindle, that's dead as fuck. I don't know if that's what you want. I don't know what your weird DL ass wants, but stay the fuck away from me is all I know. Okay? You don't even have a membership. No, I guess technically I can't make you stay away from the gym because, you know, it's a public place, but you know good and damn well that there's 1,000 other gyms you could go to. One that you live down the street from that we used to go to when we was younger. And like you come to that gym because you know I come there. And then like he be sending people to watch me or like talk to me, like, and he think I don't know. Like the other day, another nigga came, right? And bro, when I say I gave this nigga the look of death, it was a nigga we used to play football with who, when he first jumped me, when him and Jorge Rodriguez jumped me out of nowhere, they pulled up on the street and was just in a car laughing at me and shit. And that's how I know the shit was planned. Like, niggas who weren't even at the party pulled up out of nowhere just to see me get my ass whooped, I guess. So, you know, so this nigga tried to say, "What up, Booker?" the other day, as if he wasn't, like, making fun of me. I walked by that nigga and ignored that nigga. I don't fuck with you either, my nigga. Like, niggas are stupid as fuck. You think I want to say hi to you? Nigga, you was sitting there laughing with them niggas when they was jumping me. Who the fuck is you? Nigga, what's up, Booker me, nigga? We are not friends. I don't fuck with you, my nigga. You ain't shit to me. You was in the same boat as Mr. Tackle and Jorge Rodriguez, as far as I'm concerned. The fuck? Niggas are really fucking crazy. Like, are you fucking serious? Are you really fucking serious? You want to say what's up to me? And then there was this other nigga who a while ago came there and was trying to act like he was friends, and who another nigga we played football with, and was trying to rekindle and shit, and he was just asking me a whole bunch of shit about him, and then the next day, Mr. Tackle pops up at the gym. That's what I'm like, y'all niggas is really like I'm getting irritated, and I'm getting to the point where it's like, y'all gonna get the reaction y'all want out of me. Y'all gonna get the reaction y'all want out of me. And it's like, I'm trying to like move on. I'm trying to be better, but niggas is really playing with me, and I'm not the fucking one. And niggas is about to learn the fucking hard way, and I'm tired of this shit. But anyway, let's leave on a positive note, y'all. Let me say one right. I know this was kind of a messy ass, angry ass story time, but it is what it is. I had to get on here and vent again. This is kind of like therapy for me, for real. Like, I just be posting my self-therapy sessions on YouTube, and I don't give a fuck how it affects Mr. Tackle. Because you didn't give a fuck how you affected me when you put me in the hospital. So anyway, I just have no sympathy for how they feel, you know? Or what they're going through. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? Karma's a big bitch. Anyway, a big, fat, nasty bitch. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get off here, y'all. I just had to get on here and get that off my chest. Probably gonna ruffle some feathers with this one. Niggas might pop up in my gym again. We'll see. So, with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, and you know what I'm about to say. I know what I'm about to say.